Like and subscribe right now, or this spider will crawl on your face when you're sleeping.
10 siren heads that got caught on camera. Siren head sightings have been popping up around the world, and who would have guessed the existence of such humanoid creatures? For those who claim to have seen this monster from the depths of hell itself, there's nothing more terrifying than their siren-shaped heads. The siren head is said to be ambiguously tall, and one can never outrun him. At first, many said the character was created by Trevor Henderson, but later some people believe that we might have manifested him into reality. How creepy is that? Those who claim to have had an interaction with the siren heads know that they have the ability to release some terrifying sounds, so loud and bone-chilling that they can damage your hearing. With that being said, we invite you to open your mind as we take a look into the spooky and supernatural. Let's count down 10 frightening siren heads caught on camera. Number 10, caught unexpectedly in the woods. Though the video looks a little hazy because of the fog, one can tell that the trail cam was set up in the woods and left to film wildlife. But what the camera caught was something completely unexpected. Yep, that right there is a siren. There's no question about that. It was quite startling too, but what made it stand out was the freakish recording of a wailing sound similar to a tornado blowing past. Indeed, siren heads are known to make such disturbing sounds to distort its victims. And the fact that there's no one around to frighten makes this video seem quite authentic if you ask me. Before we move on, I've got a little challenge for you that'll take 5 seconds to complete. So here's the deal. You just leave a like on this video, smash that subscribe button, and hit the notification bell, and you will get 25 years of amazing luck. Try it really works. Number 9, Wobbly Siren Head. As captured in the footage, one can tell that the recording took place from a reasonable distance, which in itself makes this video questionable. This siren head looks like he's just woken up from a deep slumber and has no idea where he could be. Must be one of those siren heads that's been asleep for 1,000 years. Didn't get the memo, buddy. It's 2020. Yep, the devilish creature can be seen staggering for a few seconds, kind of like how you would if you came from a drinking spree. Man, it's kind of like he's trying to figure out the last bar he was in. He looks at his arms, perhaps puzzled at how long and thin they are. He sways his arms from one side to the other, trying to muster a little strength to regain his balance. While he might be a siren, it's crystal clear he's not up to speed with where he is. Had it rough last night, Jeff? Number 8, the giant siren head. I am certain by now that you've already learnt a few character traits of a siren head. Tall, slender, and god-awful ugly. I mean, a head that looks like a siren? But what scares everyone in this clip is the fact that the siren head is more than 40 feet tall. Honestly, when you see something as creepy and imposing as this, wouldn't you run the other way? The video, which is believed to have been captured in India, is hands down the most terrifying siren head sighting ever caught on tape. This giant siren is massive. Maybe he even touches the sky? You be the judge and let us know what you think. Number 7, creepy siren heads. Just creepy. When you were a kid, weren't you always convinced that something nightmarish was out there just ready to eat you, right? Indeed, this footage shows a group of sirens just chilling in the dead of night. It's just frightening. The unnaturally tall and skinny monsters just stand there next to massive electricity posts. In case you didn't know, electricity poles are really huge and can be up to 50 to 80 feet high, which means that these siren heads must be gargantuan. Usually, siren heads possess supernatural powers and abilities, including the ability to shapeshift. That's why there's been videos on the internet showing them taking the shape of a street lamp or a telephone post. From the video, the creepy siren head's lower part is not visible behind the cover of the forest. It looks like the cameraman is driving away from it before we are all blinded completely and the video comes to an end. Number 6, caught during YouTube Live. While live streaming from his hometown in Tenured Creek, Arkansas, a YouTuber, DX Army, and a couple of his friends decided to venture into the dark woods of the state park. You know, just to have some fun. They hoped to bust the Chad saga, in which Chad and a group of friends encountered a siren head in those very woods on July 16th, 1995. Chad happened to be the only survivor. Determined to catch the siren on camera, the YouTuber and his friends enter the mouth of the woods. They get a little lost, but quickly retrace their steps while streaming the whole thing on YouTube. Suddenly, they hear strange sounds emanating from the woods beyond the reach of the camera and phone flashlights. And that's when it dawns on them that they might be a few paces from the dreaded siren. Number 5. Lamppost Siren Head. Just as the name suggests, a siren head can be seen behind the lamppost. Perhaps it stands still waiting for unsuspecting victims? For this encounter, as shared by a content creator and TikToker Alex Howard, one would assume that the man behind the camera is shooting from a safe distance, even though the video looks like it's a close-up. But the fact that the siren head hasn't chased the crew yet means that they must be pretty far. One can see its long arms, almost as long as its entire body, and its massive bony digits hanging still as it broadcasts the fake emergency alert. Perhaps hoping that someone will take the bait? Or perhaps waiting for the cameraman to let his guard down before it makes a move on him. Very sneaky, huh? Number 4. The Desert Siren Head. Siren heads often attack in remote settings like the countryside woodlands, deserted rural roads, and in dark alleyways of the city. It comes as no surprise when we encounter this video uploaded to YouTube by Paranormal World claiming to be a siren head sighting in the Moroccan desert. Indeed, deep forest cover seems like the perfect place for a siren head to hide. That being said, it seems rather suspicious that the guy filming focuses more on the camel rider and ignores the towering grim siren head they're running away from. It's not clear why these guys seem to be running in the direction of the siren head. Maybe they were high, or maybe there was a chopper in that direction that was ready to whisk them out of there. Nevertheless, it doesn't make sense to run in the direction that could potentially lead to your death. Could this be a hoax? Number 3. Leave abandoned construction sites alone. What would you do if you came across a siren head in an abandoned construction site? Probably say your final prayers, right? Indeed, this brief but bone-chilling encounter starts with the man behind the camera trespassing into a restricted area after hearing some spooky sounds coming from the premises. Okay. He must have been on something because I would never in a million years think of doing that. He disregards the no trespass sign and somehow makes his way into the compound of what has the makings of an abandoned government facility. Shortly after, he stumbles upon something which looked like blood spilled on a tree stump. And at this point, he hesitates a little as if he momentarily was filled with that all too familiar feeling that something scary was about to jump out at him. That's when he comes face to face with the killer creature. It was less than 30 feet away from where he was, and from the video, we hear those strange siren sounds getting louder as the video feed registers disturbance. What ensued was a brief chase, and from the looks of things, the siren head wasn't hungry that day. And now we've come to the creepiest pick of the day. What would you do if you came face to face with a towering siren head? Probably freak out, right? Which begs the question, how exactly do you kill these terrifying monsters? If you have an idea, let us know in the comment section down below. Number 2, filmed from unknown location. As you might have noticed by now, there are different types of siren heads, and each of them have different powers and abilities. Nevertheless, they all have the same megaphones, are freakishly tall, and are near skeletal frames covered in dried mummified flesh. Quite the terrifying sight, right? The siren head in this video was spotted in an unknown location, and it never seemed to be bothered by the fact that it was being filmed. Makes you wonder why someone would go to the extent of filming these sinister creatures. What with their unimaginable powers? Call me a coward, but that could never be me. Number 1, creepiest siren head ever. This video was uploaded by TikToker Bilal Sidhu, who had gone on a mission to investigate an odd siren sound noise coming from a nearby woodland area. Even the crowd nearby looks visibly startled, and you can see them taking off to safety. The siren head here you see was spotted in India, and it's surprising how it looks nothing like what we know about the physical appearances of these creatures. This one does not appear to be completely skeletal like the rest of the gang, probably because it has devoured more people. The rustic metal color of its skeletal frame and its signature dual megaphones are the only features that make it look familiar. That being said, you can't be too careless around this creature, lest you want to end up as a scrumptious meal for this ghoul. But with that being said, I bet you didn't know that siren heads are actually relatives of trees. And this is one of the reasons why siren heads can blend seamlessly in the forest and even hide behind a lamppost. It can stay motionless for days at a time until an unsuspecting victim comes passing by. After watching this video, do you actually believe that siren heads exist, or are some of these clips made up? Let us know in the comment section down below. Want more videos that will probably still exist until the very end of time? Quite possibly like some of these siren heads? Click on any of the videos you see on the screen. As always, thanks for watching.